throw to Corey Davis remind you of the throw to beat the Broncos in the playoffs?
It was different. This one was it was strange. I mean, I alluded to it after the game a little bit, just how eerie it was in the stadium. You know, because I feel like some people left and we were still score down at that point. So it was different. It was weird that it was that open, but.
You have the reputation of being like an even-keeled, stoic kind of guy, but we all saw the video after the game of you bouncing around the locker room.
I know. It's a shame that everything's so open these days. I mean, not that it's a bad thing, but, you know, and it's all good. It's all fun. And, you know, you're glad that people kind of get to see all that. But obviously when we're doing that, like, I have no idea that that's going to get out there on social media and those kind of things. I probably wouldn't have done it. It would have been like me at a wedding. I would have been standing at the table, not dancing, making sure I wasn't on somebody's camera. So.
When's the last time you felt that good after a game?
Listen, we've won a few games here, like since I've been here, that have been tough to come by, and those have felt good. But obviously, that one. You know, that one ranks up there pretty high in just terms of excitement, just because of the way that we were feeling, you know, a couple minutes before that.
Along the same lines, Joe, your Joe Cool, when there's a minute 22 left and you're going out there, are there nerves? Like, what are the feelings there when you're going out for that last shot?
There's always nerves going into a game, you know, just like you normally. I'm assuming pretty much everybody in the league, everybody that's ever played football feels. By the time you're at that point in the game, you're in the flow of things, and you're just playing football. Honestly, you're grateful for the opportunity. So at that point in the game, you know, the nerves aren't necessarily there. It's more so after you score and there's 22 seconds left. That's when you become a fan, and the nerves are, you know, they're high and they're uncontrollable because you're not on the field. So that's when it really hits you.
If CJ is back this week, what will that mean for the offense to have another weaponized caliber?
Yeah, well, listen, he's a really good player, and he's proved that for, you know, a long time now. So anytime you add a guy like that, you know, especially a guy that fits right into the locker room, is a hard worker and all those things, it's going to help an offense out.
When you got home, what was the reaction from your kids? Were they less?
Yeah, when I first
now, or?
When I first talked to them. They were out at a practice when I first called my wife, but when I finally got a hold of all of them on the plane, they were all just laughing because they saw the video at that point from the locker room. So they were just all laughing at me and saying, "What were you, Dad? Why were you doing this when you came into the locker room?" and all those things. So, very cool. I think I've talked about it before. Very grateful for the opportunity to be able to play football games where they actually understand what's going on. So. Pretty neat to be able to do that.
What do you see from this Cincinnati team? I know they're 0-2, but just the talent that surrounds them.
Well, they're AFC champions, and I think when you look at those games, you know, they could be sitting here going into week 3 looking a lot different. Obviously, they haven't played as well as they would want to, but they've had chances even with that. Even with that said, so. They're a really good football team, and you know, we got a really tough challenge ahead of us, and you know, we're excited about it.
We were talking to Robert earlier today, and he said that when Zach's healthy, he goes back to the lineup. You know, he's the future of the franchise. Right. You're on a little bit of a roll here. I mean, how do you process that? I mean, if you win Sunday and have another good game, there's a good chance you might not play the following week. So how do you think that's right, or what's your opinion?
Well, I'm really excited so far that we won last week, and that I was able to be a part of that. And like I think as I've said from the very beginning, hopefully I can do the same next week. I'm grateful for the opportunity that I've had the last 2 weeks and this upcoming week to put our team in a position to win, and put our team hopefully in a position to, you know, be in a good spot moving forward for the rest of the year. And that's my job, and that's what I can do, and I'm happy about it.
So you just, if that happens, it happens, and you just move back to the other role?
That's right. I mean, listen, this is you know, you always hear this is the ultimate team sport, and it really is. When your number's called, you step up and you do your job. And That's all that you can control, so that's all that you worry about controlling. And as long as we do that as a 53-man roster plus a couple guys week in and week out, then I think we're going to find ourselves in a lot of good situations.
Is that something, Joe, you've kind of had to learn to accept in your last few roles, with whether it was here behind Sam, Philadelphia behind Jalen, and now Zach? Like, they've been drafted to be the future of the organizations, right? Is that something you kind of have to accept in your role?
Let me see. I mean, I think no matter what, at a certain point when you sign up to be on a football team and, when you make that decision to commit to a football team and you make a roster, you're there to do what you're there to do. And that's all you can worry about. I think that's all of us. Like, I think if we keep that kind of focus on just what we can control, then, like I said, that's when the team comes together and everything takes care of itself. Like I said, I'm really grateful for the opportunity to hopefully continue to set us up for success later in the season. But that's all I can worry about at this point, and very glad to be able to do it.